Fortnite is right around the corner, and leaks have revealed it'll be split up into 3 completely different updates starting on October 12th. We got new collabs, items, a new POI, possibly even a semi-live event with the Cube Queen, and so much more. So let's cover what's likely releasing in literally a couple days. So recently, Epic dropped a ton of images for Fortnite, and leakers have noticed that if you look in the background, one of the tarot cards actually shows Midas's golden handprint. And if anyone's seen Midas during Fortnite, they probably remember the nightmare from last year. Yes, this card is definitely teasing or maybe even straight up confirming the fact that Shadow Midas will finally be coming to the item shop this year. He unfortunately never came out last year despite being a fully working skin that you could even equip as Mystique, and yet Epic just never dropped him. And it's not just Shadow Midas who's going to be thrown into the item shop any day now, because there's some really amazing skins right around the corner, including a new version of one of the most iconic Fortnite skins of all time. If you remember last Fortnite, we got Party Trooper, which is a neon version of Skull Trooper, and the year before that we got the white version of him, so it's only tradition that this year will also bring a new Skull Trooper. Now the Caretaker skin would make sense to be this year's version, and we all assumed that, but it turns out we're wrong. According to leaks, later this month expect a new golden Skull Trooper to be hitting the item shop, and it'll probably be a variant rather than a brand new skin, and he looks incredible. Fortnite themselves have also been dropping hints at what's to come this season, and they dropped a bombshell a couple days ago. When Epic announced the Frankenstein item shop skin, they went even further than that by also revealing we'll soon be getting a skin based on the Mummy. Now it won't be the 2017 reboot version, it'll almost definitely be the classic 1999 version of the Mummy, and let me tell you, it's sure to be a hit on Halloween. And so with this Mummy skin right around the corner, it brings an older leak into the spotlight. If you remember, just before Season 8 began, leakers actually discovered that Epic was working on an unreleased POI known only as an Ancient Pyramid. It was leaked along with a Cubes POI and a Crash Site POI, and those two things are in Season 8 right now. So what happened to the pyramid? Well, looking at the wording of the original Mummy announcement, they confirmed the Mummy would be a skin, but if you kept reading, Epic also said the Mummy will also be lurking on the island as a character later in October. This means there'll be an NPC on the island, so now all you have to do is connect the dots. I mean, Pyramid POI, Mummy NPC, it's all starting to come together. And this isn't the only exciting collab crashing into the item shop this month. In fact, this next one could be dropping by the end of the week, maybe even tomorrow. Basically, Epic have only announced the first week of Halloween cosmetics, and here's the image. And as you can see, we've already gotten Frankenstein, Colonel Scream Leader, and Skeletora this week, but there's one card left to reveal. And at first glance, it seems like a regular Sheriff hat, but it turns out this isn't any old hat, this is actually Rick Grimes' Sheriff hat from The Walking Dead. And with Daryl and Michonne already released, it looks like Rick will be joining them in the item shop this week, and this is what he'll look like. And remember how people noticed Shadow Midas teasing the cards? Well, they also spotted 2 other upcoming skins. In one card, you can see what looks like Sanctum, which means we're getting the brand new version of Sanctum that was leaked in a Fortnite survey a couple weeks ago. And people are dying to get their hands on this, but they're even more excited about another skin. If you look at a different card, nobody could tell what this was. But some eagle-eye players actually realized that it looked a lot like a version of Drift. And if you look at the same survey that Sanctum was leaked in, you can see a new unreleased vampire version of Drift. And crazy enough, just while filming this, the full skin has been leaked. Say hi to Graveyard Drift, who'll be dropping in a few weeks as a quest pack, and he looks awesome. Now this week has been the first phase of Fortnite, which has dropped some skins, added a brand new creative tab full of Halloween maps, and teased us with so much more to come. And it turns out we know exactly what's in store for us, and it sounds amazing. For starters, leakers have confirmed that we'll be getting back-to-back updates every single week. We'll have a major update next week, then a content update with downtime on the 19th, and then finally another huge update on the 26th, which will probably be the climax of the Fortnite updates. And if you're unfamiliar with Fortnite, you probably have no idea what to expect. So to catch you up, it was the first ever seasonal event we got, and every year Epic tries to be better than the last. In 2017, it was just a few skins, Skull and Ghoul Trooper, and then guns like the Pumpkin Launcher and Slurp Juices. Then 2018, they covered the entire map with Cube monsters and added cool new zombie killing weapons like the 6-shooter and the Fiend Hunter crossbows. I mean, sound a little familiar? Next, we had 2019, where they added a huge Storm King LTM, where we all had to fight together to earn cosmetics and rewards. And finally, in 2020, they took it to a very weird level. They made everyone respawn as shadows in Battle Royale and essentially turned the game into team deathmatch for a month. Let me tell you, players hated it. And now we're here, and this year they have a lot to live up to, and leaks reveal an insane picture of what's about to come. By now, you're probably expecting the Sideways to play a huge part of Fortnite, and you'd be right, Epic has a lot of plans for the Cubes. In fact, they are working the entire Cube storyline around Fortnite. That's right, so all these random movements and baby cube making that you've been seeing this season is all leading up to the final phase, and here's what'll happen. Once they all reach the center of the map, the golden cube will form all of the cubes together to make a huge new POI named Cube Town. And this will all be happening at the same time that the person behind everything is finally revealed. Yeah, if you check the countdown on the Season 8 secret skin, people realize that the Queen herself gets revealed on October 28th. Now, it is definitely not just a coincidence that Epic's revealing the Cube Queen a few days before Halloween. And Cube Town isn't going to be the only huge change as Fortnitemares. We'll be getting a new version of the Horde Rush LTM that is going to be massive. We'll get new obelisk chests with insanely powerful weapons, and some of them will have abilities like making you invisible to zombies. We're also expecting the return of candy buckets, and the entire map will be covered in like a really creepy fog. But what everyone is talking about is the upcoming Caretaker Boss. He will be the final enemy in Horde Rush and also be on the regular Battle Royale island as a sideways boss. You'll find him roaming the map later this month, and his creepy siren head design has already given me nightmares. But if you manage to take him out though, you'll get some sick rewards. He drops heals, multiple mythic or legendary weapons, and even some unreleased items that we haven't seen yet. One of those will be the mythic sideways scythe, which will work like the Infinity Blade, just less overpowered obviously. And you also have a chance to drop a sideways shotgun, and I'm really excited to see how that one works. But Fortnitemares may also give us a completely new way to get around the island, which is the new sliding mechanic, and here's some leaked animations for it. And the craziest part is we don't have leaks just for October, no. This thing is going on until December. So let's break down all of the content after October ends, and we actually have huge leaks about what to expect. We saved the best for last, including leaks about the live event and everything else you need to know. Okay, to put it simply, mechs are coming back. Yes, it's finally been confirmed after months of rumors and hints from Epic. Mechs are going to be returning in Season 8. For months, they've been updating the files of the brutes, and we were all like, is this really going to happen? But then they put a mech Easter egg in the Imposters LTM, and it felt like the most on-the-nose tease of all time. And well, this week, leakers dropped the confirmation. Yes, Epic is planning to add the mechs at the end of Season 8, and we'll have to get them through the war effort funding. Kinda seems like a perfect finale for the war boards. But it turns out they'll also have some desperately needed changes. If you talk while inside of one, your voice chat will actually be robotic, and they made some fixes like when you emote in a brute, it'll actually work. They will also have better charging effects, and mechs are gonna be able to float on water, and the fact that they actually support water is just the icing on the cake to prove they are coming back in Chapter 2. But here's the hoping they're finally balanced. And there's also one really weird thing happening soon. You know the classic game mode selection screen where you have to choose between Save the World, BR, and Creative? Well, it is going to be deleted forever. It turns out Save the World will be coming to the Discover tab, so it'll look like a regular game mode alongside all of the other playlists. It's gonna be a really weird change, that's for sure, but it feels like the end of an era for Save the World, and the beginning of Fortnite being one big platform. And speaking of the metaverse though, you know how we're getting universal skins like the Mummy and Frankenstein? Well, it turns out it goes both ways, because Fortnite is also at Universal Studios. Right outside in the City Walk Plaza, people have spotted a battle bus that you can take photos with. It's a pretty cool gimmick, but also could that be teasing more to come? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And it looks like a new Batman comic is coming out soon, and the first issue will be called Foundation, but it turns out it's not just a comic though. They will also be announcing the next Batman skin at Fandom, and there's a huge chance it'll be the Batman Who Laughs, which has already been leaked. And we mentioned how the brutes will be the final round of the funding stations, but you're probably curious what we get before then. Soon we'll get the Recoil AR versus the Recoil SMG. These will probably be added to the game with the next update, and they're the guns you can see in the Season 8 trailers. Round 3 will make us decide between the Boogie Bomb and the Combat Shotgun, and finally Round 4 will be a pretty obvious battle. The Proximity Grenade Launcher versus the Epic Flint Knock, and we all know who's gonna win that one. It's the Flint Knock. Vote for the Flint Knock, okay? The Imposters mode will also be getting multiple changes soon, like an upcoming role preference selector that will let you pick which role you want to be. We'll also be getting venting, as files for that have been spotted, as well as a new version of Imposters that will have voice chat enabled. It is about to get crazy. But something that is leaked that I know a lot of players are bummed about is the upcoming vaulting of the Symbiote Mythics on October 18th, and that's probably because of the new Halloween Mythics that will arrive and take its place. And finally, the biggest question this season has, will we be getting a live event? I think it's safe to say we're all blown away by Operation Skyfire that we haven't even had time to consider what would happen by the end of Season 8. Well, don't worry, it is confirmed we are getting a live event. We don't know much other than it's codenamed Guava, and it'll have 7 phases. For comparison, Skyfire had 5 phases, and the Rift Tour concert had 15, so it's gonna be a decently sized event. But that's all the leaks we have for you. Season 8 is going to be absolutely stacked, and I am really excited for the future. It's been Tommy, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.